I got this turkey for $6, almost 7. But $7, it's almost 17 pounds. I think that's a deal. So that's why I have to show you guys how to work with this stuff. Because in this economy, that was a bargain. So here's the plan. We're turning this humble sale turkey into a delicious, juicy, anytime turkey. The kind you actually want to cook outside of November, but is still perfect for Thanksgiving. And then we're using every leftover to make meals that don't feel like leftovers. A turkey noodle soup that basically fixes your entire life, and these turkey and kale stuffed shells that are honestly perfect for a weeknight dinner. Well, hello, my darlings. We're gonna go through so many outfits in this video. You're not even ready for it. So this is her. This is Turk the turkey, and Turk has been chilling, defrosting in a cold water bath all day. Probably, I would say, still 30% frozen. I don't know. I haven't opened it up yet. We are cooking a turkey brine. This is just to get all the salt and everything dissolved because we are going to let this brine for about 24 hours. It's 9 p.m. right now. I expect this to go in at about 10 p.m. and my plan is to bake this by 7 p.m. tomorrow. 24 hours is kind of like the maximum you want to brine something because you don't want it to get too salty. 12 to 24. That's where we're shooting for, and I'm going to brine mine in a cooler bag. Why? It's kind of my only option. I'll bleach it afterwards, don't you worry. I'll make sure this is nice and sanitary, but honestly, what I ideally would do is do this in like a giant stock, what is that? Not a pan, stock pot. That's ideal. Stock pots are incredibly expensive. We don't have one. I would love to have like a giant, huge one, that would fit a turkey and a brine inside of it. I've only ever brined a turkey once before, and I did it in a cooler and then sat it outside. Sometimes you do what you gotta do. But this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna cut open the turkey from the casing just to get the innards out. I am gonna keep them, and I think I'm gonna attempt to make gizzard gravy. Will I show you that? I don't know. Not in this video. It'll be somewhere on the internet maybe. But we're gonna let this cool. It has to come to like a solid room temp. So it just needs to get hot enough right now to dissolve all the sugar and salt that's in it. We'll add it in here with about a gallon of ice too, and this will be nice and cold because we don't want botulism in this house, okay? And this is the recipe brine. It starts with some apple juice, a couple sprigs of thyme in there, and some rosemary. Fresh is best if you can get your hands on it. A ton of salt. There's a cup of salt there, baby. Kosher. And then some brown sugar. This whole recipe I'll link below in the description. A big old head of garlic I chopped the top off of, a bunch of bay leaves, and then a bunch of peppercorns. This also has Montreal steak seasoning in it, which is the best. And then we stir it all up till it's dissolved, and it was living on the edge. Did I mention I need a bigger pot? But that's fine. Then we just got into prepping the bird, adding it to the cooler, and that's all she wrote. Here she is, ready to go, fully submerged, and we will see her tomorrow when we go to bake. All right. It's the next day. We have some things, we have some options, we have some stuff to do. First, oh God, I shouldn't have done this with long sleeves on. This is just what I had on for work. We need to decide which one of these this is going in. I don't have a baking rack, so I'm going to show you how to jerry rig one out of little tinfoil balls, but I need to decide. These are basically the same size. This is a little bit smaller, but I like that this has, I feel like this one's a little bit taller. It's really not. Okay, let's do this one. Before I get the bird out, let me show you how I jerry-rig a stand, because you just need the turkey like raised up so it's not sitting on the bottom in the liquid. So if you, maybe this is your first Thanksgiving, you're not used to hosting, or you just don't really feel like you need something extra in your kitchen, just gonna make some little tinfoil balls. You'll stick these in the bottom. I'm gonna do about 5, and that'll raise it up enough that it'll get it off the bottom and it'll have somewhere to sit. Now, are you ready for this? Oh my God. This has been in my fridge for about 20-ish hours. Oh man, I'm ready for this. Okay, are you ready for this? There's still ice and everything in it. I gotta find this is where you just, knuckle deep this shit. I will say, I know I have to get some of the inner parts out. I didn't do this yesterday because it was still a little frozen. So the neck and all the other goods are still in here. I think that's it. They just got a little extra flavoring. All right, let's pick her up. Smells really good. Okay, come on, girly. Make sure you do your workouts before the holidays, because let me tell you, you're going to need it. Okay. Now you may be like, Clarissa, that doesn't fit in there. Be quiet. This smells incredible. This is the worst part about these things. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to relock my legs in there. Wings are fine. I'm cooking mine breast side up. I believe that's what everyone does. But to each their own. And I'm also going to pat it dry now and let it sit and dry while the oven heats up. Because if you pat it dry, that's what gets you nice crispy skin. You can also get in here and add butter under the skin here. So you can separate this here and put some butter. You can also go in this way if you want to do that. Because I let this brine kind of extra long, it's going to have a lot of excess moisture in it. And I want crispy skin on the top. So we're going to do her low and slow. And then I'm just going to let this kind of dry out a little bit more while I wait for this to heat up into the oven. And that's a turkey, baby. Look at her. And trust me, to all y'all being like, you need to season the skin. I would if this didn't just sit in this bag for 24 hours. You do not realize how salty this is. How salty, how deliciously flavor infused this is. Trust the process. I swear. When I said trust the process, this is what I meant. Look at how perfect this color is. I ended up baking it for about 3 hours, and I just temped the largest part of the breast to know that it was done. Try to get off as much of the meat as possible. It's best to obviously carve this up however you would like for Thanksgiving Day, but because I was saving probably about 90% of this turkey, because the only thing that was being eaten was whatever you don't see make it into that bowl that just kind of disappears off the screen to never be seen again. But save as much. I took this down to the bone. You just didn't need to watch that for so long. Good evening. It's another day, another outfit. This is the way this video's rocking, you know? So, you've had the turkey, right? Now, we've got a bunch of leftovers. What are we going to do with that? And that's what I'm here to help you with. Now, we all know there are a lot of classics of what you can do, right? You can mix it up with so many things. Personally, my absolute favorite thing to do with Thanksgiving leftovers is make the quintessential Thanksgiving leftover sandwich with the turkey and the stuffing and the cranberry sauce all in a sandwich. But she's been done before. She will make an appearance on a TikTok after Thanksgiving with leftovers. But what I'm going to show you is if you're like me and you get real sick of the same tasting food, how you can use up all this leftovers to make something that's incredibly useful, right? So off of my bird, I got all this turkey, I have broth that I got, and you'll probably have all this left over too. And what are you going to use it for? This is one of the best things to make. We're going to make some turkey noodle soup, like chicken noodle soup, but better because chicken's gross to me. And one of my favorite things about this recipe is it freezes well. So if you're so done over turkey that you want to use it, but maybe you don't want to eat it right now, you can make the soup after we make it, let it cool to room temp, and then freeze it. And it'll keep in there for like another month. It's so versatile, and we're going to use up all the goodies we have to make something delicious and great for cold and flu season too. Super simple, super delicious. We're going to get into it. In the classic mirepoix, you may be wondering why I don't put garlic in with the carrots, celery, and onions. I use garlic powder because I find that it sits better in the soup over time rather than minced garlic, but you can do whichever works best for you. Always don't forget to throw out your fresh herbs you added in. I dug out a bay leaf, but I'm okay with leaving those little rosemary sprigs in there. It added great flavor to the soup. That was absolutely delicious. It's another day, another outfit, and another recipe. Because this one I think you're really going to want, because at this point, right, you've had many a meal and you're sick of the Thanksgiving food, but you still have turkey left. This is what you're going to do. You're trying to mix it up. If you're not Italian, you won't have pasta for Thanksgiving. So guess what you can do? You can take a bunch of this turkey and we're going to make some turkey and kale stuffed shells. And it's so easy, and it's going to use up a bunch of this deliciousness we still have in here. Let me show you how I make it. The only things we need to cook down for this are the kale and the onions, and then you're going to take a little garlic and just add it in for the last minute. That way it doesn't get burnt or create too strong of a flavor. I also wanted a nice mix of light meat and dark meat for this. Creates nice texture and will mix well into the ricotta mixture. This is great if you have picky eaters who don't like one meat or the other, because once it's mixed in here, they cannot tell the difference. Who knew a bargain bin turkey could turn into this? A perfect roast, a cure your cold soup, and stuffed shells I'm definitely making again on purpose. Thanks for coming to the table with me today. I hope you enjoyed all these meals. All of them will be linked in the description below. And if you have any questions or you want to let me know what you're making for Thanksgiving, please leave it down in the comments and subscribe to see what's always cooking at the table. I'll see you again soon. Bye!